Like 10 years.
That lives on Ashley.
We gotta make sure we just show this face. Right, yes. Not yet, but we should ask her.
Can anybody hold this one? Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, some of it is. I just don't want to. There is the scholars of truth. Thank you. Yeah. Well, you can review it. I want to just walk you down and keep it.
Capital Police Call Pennsylvania.
Yeah, one
Do you have a camera? Do you want to picture yourself?
Oh, yeah. I don't have, I'll just pull it off in the times.
Well, that's what I was asking. Where are they going to phone from? Use Politico. All right. Politico. Take it.
Okay, show. Julia, right?
I should get in there.
Capital in the background.
I'll put it back on.
So hot. Oh my God. Poor bear. In this heat. Just like the Arctic. They're waiting for it coming out of the rest of the world.
You're melting. You're melting.
Yeah. Drill, baby, drill.
When Medicaid is under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back! When climate is under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back! What do we do? Stand up, fight back! What do we do? Stand up, fight back! When Medicaid is under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back! What do we do? Stand up, fight back! When climate is under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back! What do we do? Stand up, fight back! When immigrants are under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back! What do we do? Stand up, fight back! All right.
Good afternoon, everybody. How are y'all doing? Good. Are you fired up? Yeah. Are you fired up? Yeah. Let's go. My name is Stevie. I'm with the Sunrise Movement, a youth movement of young people across the country fighting to win a Green New Deal, stop the climate crisis, and create millions of good jobs in the process. We are here today. I'm going to kick us off and keep my remarks brief, but just want to ground us in why we are here in front of the Capitol today. We're in front of the Capitol because Donald Trump and his billionaire allies want to gut our healthcare, take away healthcare from 14 million people. They want to gut food stamps. They want to force 4 million kids to be at risk of hunger.
Shame.
That's right, shame. And they want to kill nearly 1 million clean energy jobs. They want to raise our energy prices by hundreds of dollars for the average working family. And tax breaks for billionaires. People like Elon Musk, people like oil and gas CEOs gave hundreds of millions of dollars to help Donald Trump win his election.
Steal the elections.
And now they're cashing in. They're saying, will you give us a return on our investment, a massive, historic, unprecedented handout to oil and gas billionaires and the richest people in the world? And they don't give a damn if people like us, healthcare, if people like us lose access to healthy, safe food, as long as they and their rich friends can make more money. What do we say to that? Shame. Shame. And I stand here today as someone who is part of a generation of young people who have grown up in increasingly unstable times, who don't know what kind of jobs are going to be there for us, who don't know if we're going to get Social Security, who don't know if the entire basis of our climate is going to fall apart before our eyes. And I say, our young people across the country are not going to let them do that. No way. And I say this as someone who might not be here if it weren't for the programs that they are trying to take away. There are millions of us. There are many, many, many more of us who have relied on these programs to get food on the table, to get health care, to get jobs, and we are not any way in hell going to let them take it away from us. That's why we're here today. So when health care is under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back!
When food stamps are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back!
When green jobs are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back!
That's right. Okay, I'm going to introduce Beta from Popular Democracy, who has been working tirelessly to put this together. Let's give it up for her.
I just want to start off by shouting out everyone who came from as far away as Alaska. Let's hear it. North Carolina. What else? What other states are? Louisiana. Let's hear it for Louisiana. Wisconsin. People from all over the country are joining us. My name is Beta. I work for Popular Democracy. We're a network of over 50 grassroots organizations from across the country in 35 states, including DC and Puerto Rico. I'm here really to just welcome our speakers who are from all of these amazing places to come and share with you what are the impacts of these cuts? What are the impacts of these billionaire giveaways? And particularly, how are we continuing to prop up the oil industry as one of the key drivers of the climate crisis amongst all of these cuts? People are going to be suffering, like Stevie just said, and we want to lift up those stories today. I'll start with my story. I grew up in a single-parent household in Brooklyn, and I remember very clearly that, how many people here know what a struggle meal is? Yeah. That's right, we're very familiar, struggle meal. And it would be a few days before those SNAP benefits would come in, and all we could eat was rice and fried eggs. Okay, and these are the kind of situations that families are living in right now. Families are waiting for those SNAP benefits to be in their accounts to be able to afford basic things in their household. And that means that children, families, vulnerable communities, disabled folks will be at risk of going actually hungry. And what do we do when SNAP is under attack? Stand up, fight back. We cannot afford to have billionaires line their pockets with billions of taxpayer dollars, because it sure is not them paying those taxes. It's us. It's the working class. It's every one of us. They're lining their pockets while our communities are suffering. So with that, I'm going to pass it to Aaron Jackson from Alaska to come and share a few words. Thank you all.
Ooh, look at all these cameras. Hi. Hi, everybody. My name is Erin Jackson Hill, and I am the Executive Director of Alaskans Take a Stand. And yes, there are black people in Alaska. I'm just letting you know. Okay. Thank you for this opportunity to speak about an issue that touches not only Alaska, but every corner of this nation. Today, we are faced with two very different paths. One paved with optimism for clean energy, and one that threatens to derail our shared future. Alaska's majestic landscapes reflect an undeniable truth. We are intricately tied to our environment. From the Arctic tundras to the glorious rainforest. Yes, people, Alaska has rainforests. The rainforest of our state capital, nature is the lifeblood of our communities. But this lifeblood is in jeopardy. The proposed federal budget cuts slice deep aiming to erode clean energy initiatives and initiatives crucial to safeguarding vulnerable communities and future generations. Make no mistake, the stakes are higher than ever. At this critical juncture, we stand amid undeniable consequences of climate change. Alaska sits on the front line of these changes. Warming temperatures, melting glaciers, and rising seas. We have indigenous villages that are thousands of years old that are falling into the Bering Sea. This vividly reminds us of the need to accelerate, not abandon, sustainability efforts. The proposed slashing of the Environmental Protection Agency budget is nothing short of catastrophic. The very agency tasked with safeguarding clean air and water would see its capabilities gutted, risking community health and halting its oversight of pollution and toxic cleanup sites. While at the same time, this administration is actively pursuing the Alaska LNG project. Let me tell you something. No, you know what? I'm gonna go off script here. Let me tell you something. Right now, my governor has the Secretary of the Department of Interior in our state. Do you know what he said to him yesterday? Alaska's landlord. Excuse me? That's my home, right? That's my home. And so, with that I say, we cannot sacrifice the climate. We cannot sacrifice the Arctic National Refuge. Has anybody heard of ANWR before? Yeah. It is 19 million unspoiled acres of unparalleled. Alaska has 5 different ecoregions. There is a cost to ignoring clean energy. Abandoning clean energy jeopardizes economic innovation. And my senators and my representatives are constantly talking about the economics of the issue. But let's face it, the future is not in oil and gas. And I came all the way to Washington, D.C. to tell my governor, and I want you to join me in telling this administration that Alaska is not for sale. Say it with me. Alaska is not for sale. America is not for sale. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, and we're so grateful to have people from across the country today, and we're also really grateful to have some of our members of Congress who have been fighting the fight in this building for years with us. Without further ado, I'm going to introduce our first speaker, Senator Ed Markey of Massachusetts. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Great, thank you so much. It's so great to be here with Congresswoman Pramila Jayapal, with all of you great leaders. Are you ready to fight? Yeah. Are you ready to go? Yeah, so this is it. We're now, Congresswoman Stansbury is here as well. This is going to be a fight, and we in the House, we now have had incredible heroes standing up and fighting, putting the spotlight on each and every one of these issues. And now in the Senate, the baton is passed to us and to everyone in America. So there's no hiding their agenda. Medicaid, it is to loot SNAP, it is to loot the Affordable Care Act, and it is to loot the clean energy future of the United States in order to have tax breaks for millionaires and billionaires. That's the agenda, okay? There's absolutely no hiding it any longer. They want to put a big bow on a gift to China of our wind and solar and all-electric vehicle and battery storage future for American jobs. They want to biotech. We're going to gift wrap the biotech industry for China. They're going to just give away the energies of the future that go to the protection of the health of people inside of our country. So that's what this battle is going to be all about. It's standing up, and it is fighting. And so in this bill, right now, they have basically destroyed our clean energy future, the clean energy future that was put on the books because of the Sunrise Movement, because of young people all across our country who said that they do not want to have a non-sustainable, dangerous future because of climate change. Just in the first 3.5 years, there has already been a commitment of 830,000 new jobs created in our country by companies who say that because of the tax breaks, they will, in fact, have those jobs in our nation. 80% of the jobs are in red states. 80% of the jobs. So in those states, we have to get to the states. We cannot agonize, we have to organize for the next 30 days in order to make sure that we make it impossible for them to put those cuts in place. So that's our challenge right now. Are we going to have a clean energy future? Are we going to have trillions of dollars spent on that clean energy revolution? Or are we going to allow the oil and the gas and the coal industry and the tens of millions of dollars which they gave to Donald Trump as part of his election dominate the future of our country and the planet? With Sunrise, I stand with all of the activists who are here today because you are our future. Young people are our future. Thank you all so much for what you're doing. Let's get out and give them the fight of their lives, everybody.
Let's give them the fight of their lives, everybody. Thank you, Senator Markey. Next, we have Representative Jayapal from Washington State, who has been fighting in Washington, the state, and Washington, the city, for a long time for this kind of stuff. So thank you, Representative.
Thank you, Sunrise. Thank you, activists. You are getting this done because this is about the power of the people. And you have been out here for years, for decades in some cases, fighting for a clean energy future. And I want to be really clear. This bill is the big, bad betrayal bill. This is the betrayal of working people, of poor people, of communities that want clean air, clean water. This is the bill that destroys all of that. It is literally the largest transfer of wealth from working people and poor people in this country to the biggest billionaires, to Big Oil, to all of the people that want to destroy our public lands, that want to destroy our communities. And so when we think about how they're getting this done, it is the most cruel, most destructive, most despicable thing because they are literally cutting Medicaid, kicking almost 14 million Americans off of health care completely, cutting nutrition assistance. That's just food for the hungry. $300 billion of cuts to SNAP, which is our nutrition assistance program. Why? All so they Big Oil, more tax breaks, and give big billionaires, what, another yacht? That's what this bill is about. A gold plane. And what we have to do is show people what this tax break is on the backs of. It's on the backs of all of the work that we have done over the last many years to try to create a clean energy future that isn't dependent on fossil fuels, benefiting our communities, black and brown, across the country. This has created, the work that we together did, has created so many jobs for people in a clean energy future. We helped get more people health care, more nutrition assistance, and that's the thing they want to strip away. And I was thinking about this when I was thinking about Big Oil literally doing everything they can to get into this bill, stripping of the protections that we just passed just a couple of years ago, all together. To build massive new LNG export facilities. That's something I know we're fighting. To fire clean energy workers. 62,000 people would be out of jobs with this bill. Setting back all of our goals as a climate resilient and carbon-free society. That's all part of this bill too. And so when we think about that, to come out
in total, as a community, across the country, no district and no state is spared, because guess what? The cuts to Medicaid, to SNAP, and to all of these programs are in red states as much as they are in blue, in some cases more. If you look at Louisiana, just think about Medicaid in Louisiana. I'm looking at your sign. In Louisiana, 60% of births in Mike Johnson's home state of Louisiana are paid for through Medicaid. So the effects of this are going to happen in Senate Majority Leader John Thune's state of South Dakota alone. 125,000 children and adults are on Medicaid. And so if some senators think it's okay to kick people off of health care because we're all going to die, we got to show them we will not stand for that. Are you ready to stand up for our clean energy future? To make sure that Big Oil doesn't get another tax break on the backs of poor people and working people in this country. Sunrise activists, billionaires are stealing from us, and we are not going to let that happen. Is that right? That's right. Thank you all so much. And we have an amazing champion here, my colleague Melanie Stansberry. I'm taking the opportunity to introduce her because she has been on the front lines of fighting for that clean energy future, and she is fierce and fearless. Melanie Stansberry from New Mexico.
All right, well, good afternoon. Let's hear it for Pramila Jayapal. I'm Melanie Stansberry, and I am deeply proud to represent New Mexico's 1st Congressional District and to be on the front lines in defending our democracy, defending our communities, and defending the future of this planet. And we are here today to not only say no to this bill, we are here to say hell no! Hell no! Hell no! Just 3 years ago, we passed investment in climate and clean energy, not only in the history of this country, but in the history of this planet. And that would not, without the people's movement and the youth movement and the Sunrise movement and the popular democracy movement that marched in the streets here in Washington, across the United States and across the world, who said to our leaders, you cannot mortgage our future. We will stand up and fight for our planet, and we are not going back. We are not going back. Because over the last several years, we have made the most historic investment in our planet to empower our communities on the ground, our Black and brown and indigenous communities, to take control of their futures, to set their economic paths on a future that is sustainable and just and equitable, and we are not going back. We set our country on the most progressive path forward in the history to make commitments to the world about our climate commitments, and we are not going back. We set our country on a path to ensure that every person could have dignity and access to health care, and we are not going back. Hell no! But right now, as you all know, in this building right behind me, we have seen an unprecedented attack on American rights, democracy, and our most basic programs that give people just an ounce of dignity to get on with their lives. And not only are they coming after our people and our communities and our planet, because in this reconciliation bill, they have the largest opening of public lands drilling for mining and logging literally in over a century. They want to lower royalty rates, which would take money away from the federal government and our states that help pay for things like education and basic social services so that they can give their billionaire oil and gas buddies more kickbacks. We are not going back. They want to take away the protections for the public and our tribal communities and the environment, and for the public to be able to say that we do not want you to mine and drill in our backyards, and we are not going back. So, we have fought this fight in the House, and these fools could only pass it by one vote. Two of them didn't even show up for the vote because reportedly one of them was drunk in the back room. One couldn't even be bothered to have the guts to vote yes or no, and one stood against them. So, this is our call. This is our clarion call for this generation, for this moment, is we have to get loud. We have to get organized. We have to keep calling. And we have to say to these senators who want to advance this bill, not only no, but hell no! So it's time to get out there to march, to organize, to make calls, to show up, to show out, and to save our democracy, our communities, and our planet. So let's get out there and organize and do this. All right, get to work.
Next, we're going to hear from Miss Geneva Jones and Miss Kiva Guiden, all the way from Milwaukee with Citizen Action Wisconsin and People's Action Institute.
Ooh. Good afternoon to all of us on behalf of Humanity for the People. I am Geneva Jones, a Northside Rising member of Citizen Action, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, living in the 53206 zip code, where I practice the philosophy of change and good trouble. I'm going to have to go off script. You good people, because I can't, the sun has it where I can't see. I'm here to say that I stand on the shoulder of those who came before me, those who are unable to attend, and those who are too beaten down to be here. But yet they send their well wishes and their prayers. I am requesting that our politicians vote for the extension of MPS, Milwaukee Public Schools. I'm from Milwaukee. From Milwaukee Public Schools, for child care, for prison reform, especially for green jobs or environmental justice. At this time, I will give it to, or turn it over to Kiva Biden, just after saying one more thing, and I'm sorry I'm off cue, and that is, who's benefiting? We Energy, Microsoft, fossil fuel agents or organizations. So remember, those are the people that we are trying to let them know the air.
Hey, y'all. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, beautiful people. How y'all doing? All right. My name is Kiva Guiden. I am here with Citizen Action of Wisconsin, Northside Rising, that's the black side in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And I am here to tell the people, Ron Johnson, that we are here to say that we are going to vote against this House bill, okay? As Ms. Geneva just stated, this bill is going to affect our children. Our children are our next generations, and it is up to us to make sure that our children is living in an environment and in a planet where it is safe to be. I am here as an energy burden organizer and also as an environmental specialist. This is our planet. We are the people. And this is what we are here to do. I personally feel as if I am ordained by God to be in this position. This is our planet, this is our future, and what's happening here is that they are cutting Medicaid. This is something that we all need. This is a human right. This is a civil right. If they cut Medicaid out, what about our children? What about our veterans who's worked really hard and fought for our country? What about disabled people? What about lowish people? What about moderate to low-income people? I am a working class person. Just because I have a decent income, that does not mean that I want to pay We Energies. Who is We Energies? A utility that is a monopoly in the state of Wisconsin, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. They were just allotted to build 2 new data centers for Microsoft. We advocated, we did everything we could do. I worked all across southeastern Wisconsin, me and Miss Geneva and a few other team leaders. Yet and still, they did not care about the people. They did not care about the planet. I'm gonna need for y'all to understand that fossil fuel and methane gas, which they are now calling natural gas, is still pollutants that they're putting into the planet, into the air. We have people who are dying, okay? We are seeing more cases of people going into hospitals. We are seeing more people who are having hospital stays. We are also actually seeing death. I am working with health professionals, so this is data that is true. So I am here to stand as a voice for the people, state of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, to come to Ron Johnson, Senator Ron Johnson, Republican Ron Johnson, to tell him that this is not what we want to do. In Wisconsin, with the House, if the House is passed to the Senate, would amount to $5.4 billion and 2,732 good-paying clean energy jobs lost. Is Senator Ron Johnson willing to say that these 15 economic development projects are worth less to him? Because that's what's going to happen. The ratepayers, we are ratepayers. That is coming from us. Those Microsoft data centers that they're building, we will be paying for that. In Wisconsin, those rates are raising. Right now, underserved communities, because of redlining, because of historical racism, we are still living in these days. And what's happening is that our houses are not weatherized correctly. With these cuts, that affects everything that we've been working for the past 50 years. Unlike me, I have not been working 50 years, but there are folks that have been doing these things before I have. The climate is all we got. The planet is what we need. And so I am here to say it is planet and people over our pocketbooks. We are not here to give our money to our corporate ownership and stakeholders and let them know and tell them, for what? Minimum wage is still $7.25 in Milwaukee, in Wisconsin. We can't afford that. And if these cuts go into place, it's only going to turn into death. You know, we're already in hard times and things are already going on and going around and nobody cares. But I want to say thank you to all of you guys for coming out. But this budget bill will make executives at Microsoft and We Energies, from where I'm from, and other fossil fuel CEOs richer. So the rich are getting rich and the poor are getting poor. And I just want to say thank you guys for coming out here today. I really appreciate y'all. And this is what energy democracy look like. This is what energy democracy looks like. This is what energy democracy looks like. All right, but I got one more for y'all. We gotta fight. We gotta fight for our lights. To party. Where y'all at? We gotta fight. To party. So fight for our lights is that I'm heading in Wisconsin. So thanks, guys.
Awesome. We are gonna fight. We have 2 more speakers left. I'm thrilled to introduce Travis London from Step Up, Louisiana. Let's give it up for Travis.
Hello, how everybody doing today? My name is Travis London. I'm from Louisiana. I'm Creole, excuse the language. And also, I'm here to come tell y'all I'm also a farmer as well. Right now, the United States is under a crisis. They want to come up with an idea of carbon capture, taking carbon out the air, the natural one and the chemical one, and bury it underground, threatening our drinking water, threatening our soil. And I had been at the state capitol right there in Louisiana where we had DAs, when we had teachers, when we had Republicans, we had Democrats, everybody now defending the environment, but also defending their property. They want to try to exercise eminent domain. Not only in Louisiana, but they want to do it elsewhere. They want to make an example out of Louisiana, out of our wetlands, out of our farmland, and so forth. We are putting up a fight. It's crazy how we are here trying to advocate for them not to do cuts against our government programs, but yet they still want to go and keep up the industrial taxes, the industrial tax exemption. They should be taking the taxes for the industrial and putting it back into our schools, putting it to the Medicaid program, putting it to everything that's possible for us to enjoy the pursuit of happiness. I want happiness.
Yeah. I want happiness.
You a mama. You a daddy. You a mama. You a daddy. It's about time for us to go out there. We not even trying to go with the blue hydrogen and stuff like that. We trying to get green projects. We gonna want to come and we want the White House to go there and eat their greens.
Yes.
And I'm here to tell y'all, don't let these people push y'all around. They try to come up with all kind of laws. They got other ways to fight. Guess what? Go vote them out of office.
Yeah.
Put lawsuits against them. Be your own environmental science data, like in Louisiana. The Cancer Alley is really Cancer Alley, where you have people dying every day from different illnesses, from respiratory to cancer. And they will have the nerve to cut Medicaid. All I want to tell y'all is this. This is our lane. And the crazy part about it is they want to put carbon in the ground and want to treat it with aerosols. The same, and I went to school, and that's what I want to say. Protect our public schools. Because guess what? In chemistry, they taught us about chemical bonds and stuff. They want to come up. They want to come up with this idea, not even thinking that this project could come with carbon tetrachloride. You know what that chemical does? It poisons people, just like it poisoned our veterans right there at Camp Lejeune. I know y'all seen the commercials.
That's right. That's right.
We are here to tell the truth. Yeah. Don't be afraid to tell the truth. And I want to leave y'all with this: fight, 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 fight.
Fight, 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 fight. Well, that's what we're going to do. Okay, we have one last speaker. We have Seth from 7 Directions of Service in North Carolina, who's up here today to tell a certain senator from North Carolina what's up. So let's hear from him.
Yeah, Mr. Tom Tillis. We're here to tell him. So my name is Seth Harris. I'm here today representing 7 Directions of Service and the indigenous people of North Carolina, and we have something to say. We are calling out big oil and gas billionaires for the toxic impacts of fossil fuel infrastructure and the devastating consequences of political deals being made behind closed doors here in Washington. In communities across North Carolina, from the Haw River watershed to neighborhoods near proposed pipelines, residents are already living with a legacy of industrial pollution, environmental racism, and economic neglect. Now Big Oil is trying to expand its reach through projects like the MVP Southgate and the SSCP, despite widespread opposition from tribal nations, scientists, and local governments. Our people are being poisoned while billionaires profit, and now they want to take away health care, food assistance, and clean energy investments to pad their pockets? We say no more. These oil and gas companies are trying to write the rules while rewriting our future. They're using political influence to roll back the progress we've made on environmental justice and health. So the rating of Medicaid is personal for me. I'm a cancer survivor, and I might not be here today without access to affordable health care. I also have 2 adult children with special needs, and they would not have access to the care they need without Medicaid. So we are here today to tell Senator Tom Tillis, first, keep our extended Medicaid and keep your hands off of our Medicaid. Health sovereignty is a human right, and we the people need affordable health care. We say no more. No more. Malian say, water is life. Bilhook.
Hands off our health care.
Hands off our health care.
Hands off our food stamps.
Hands off our food stamps.